Let's get started. The learning objectives is to understand the concept of religion and spirituality, as we have seen in the previous chapter that we have discussed what is religions, what are the core teachings of religion, and now we have to understand the concept of spirituality as well. And the next is to understand spirituality's its importance in management of organizations. So we need to understand how it is applicable in management of organization and also management of yourself. The outcomes should be you should be able to apply these learnings from spirituality in management of organizations. Again, you have to be able to apply the learnings of the spirituality in the management of your organization as well as your life. Let's get started. The pedagogy is we will be discussing the religion versus spirituality and a paradigm shift which is in relevance with the management. First is religion versus spirituality. Now, before we start, everyone should know that what exactly is spirituality. And spirituality do not have one single definition. It's all about the themes, the apparent themes connected with the meaning of spirituality. And spirituality is the sense of being connected to something greater or the higher than yourself. As we have seen in the earlier chapters, that spirituality is the connection of to the universal consciousness, and it's about the sense of connectedness, is the sense, is the feeling, right? Spirituality is often taken as a synonym for faith, and hence it's also seen in the religious term, but it's not religion. It is the it's a it is a part of religious experience basically, and it refers to one's self exploration in the form of prayer, meditation, introspection, contemplation. You need to know about yourself and get in tune with the essence of the other being as well, and the beingness in the entire world. And it's also the way of looking into the nature of the word and the feeling a connection with the nature and the universe. So it's all about your feeling, your connection of the oneness, and the connected to all. We are connected to each other through the our entire mind. So we should know this thing, and there's nothing to do with the religious sentiment, as we have seen in earlier chapter, that religion is just a ladder or a way towards the knowing, and that knowing itself is the spirituality. And it's all about humanity, nature of the universe, connection, feeling. you know it's an abstract form of consciousness. Your awareness, your mindfulness, your presence in the moment is what spirituality is. That leads you to connect you to the creator. That's the spirituality is. Now we should understand what's the difference between religion and spirituality. Now, religion is a path to God, and spirituality is also a path to God. However, there are difference in approach. The essence of religion, is to fear God and obey God, and the essence of spirituality is to love God and be God, right? Once again, I would like to repeat this. Religion is about fearing and obeying God, and spirituality is about loving God and being God. So the first point comes here is belief versus experience. Now, religion usually entails adhering to certain dogmas, beliefs, and on the other hand, spirituality places little importance on this intellectual beliefs, and it is more concerned with growing into and experiencing the divine consciousness. So it's about experiencing the divine consciousness, and the religion is about believing in the divine consciousness. And the second is a fear versus love. Religion often takes the approach of fearing God, and the need to avoid sin and guilt, to avoid being punished by the God. That's the fear. On the other hand, the spiritual approach to God is through the path of love and acceptance rather than judgment. In fact, spirituality would consider sin as mere ignorance based on the false belief of who we are. So, fear versus love. You, in religion, you fear God and you obey God, and in spirituality, you love God and you accept whatever, if anyone is it's been taught in religion that if you are a sinner, if you're committing any sin, you will get punished, and that's because of your foolishness. But in spirituality, if you are a sinner, and that's just due to your ignorance of what exactly is right. And it's all about without judgment. You have to accept. In spirituality, you have to experience. The third is, where is God? And religion often describes God as being high in the heavens, far from the reach of mortals, whereas on the other hand, spirituality proves God is omniscient, omnipresent, and can be felt in ourselves and others. As you concentrate, as you meditate, as you practice mindfulness, consciousness, then you will come to know that the God is omniscient, is present everywhere. Omnipresent is he knows everything, he's the power behind everything, and that power is in yourself, because you are the God, is what spirituality speaks. And the next point is one true religion versus spirituality. Now, followers of each religion believe that their path will lead to salvation, and sometimes people only have faith in their own religion and feel all other facts as wrong. But spirituality, on the other hand, is universal in its approach, believing that all religions are valid, and the analogy of many paths leading to the same common goal. So religion leads to same common goal, and spirituality embraces all word religion and yet is not constrained by any religious dogmas and forms. So spirituality is universal, it's not restricted to certain religion or kind of people, where it is for all, because it is the experience of the self, and that self is the manifestation of the God, which is omniscient and omnipresent. And then the last is outer worship versus inner worship. So religious people and they place more emphasis on the outer forms, ritual observance, and those abstinences, and it shows that God is something which is outside. But spirituality is less concerned with outer rituals and more with the inner attitude. By practicing spirituality, one can develop the inner shrine of in the one's own heart. That's the temple is in your heart. And so while religion and spirituality do conjure up some differences, they are often used as interchangeable words and terms, making the boundary between religion and spirituality very fluid. And religion is spiritual and spirituality is religious. That is what it's all about. So in short, religion is the way and spirituality is the way. Actually, the way to God is a religion, and being God is spirituality. So it's again belief versus experience, fear versus love. Where is God? God is inside. And one true religion versus universality, and outer worship versus inner worship. This is religion versus spirituality. Why we should know this? Because people are often engaged in practicing their own religion, and this they deny all other facts, which is not the case. And we should be open hearted. Any person who knows spirituality will definitely be open-hearted, because he or she knows that there are all religions are being just, cultural norms and behaviors of people staying in some territory in some point at some place in the space. So its religion is somewhat man-made, and spirituality is eternal, which is there. Does not have any definition for spirituality.